There is more to that story. There is no reason to celebrate a lower unemployment rate that's caused by more Americans leaving the workforce and fewer entering it. And as we know, long-term, a smaller workforce means millions of discouraged workers, lower output in the future, and a weak recovery. Those are not healthy signs. What can you tell us about the number of discouraged workers? What are the number of marginally attached workers? When can we expect to see the labor participation rate begin to go back up?
The number of discouraged workers is just a little under 1 million right now. And workers who are marginally attached, which includes discouraged workers, but workers of other types, it's about nearly 2.5 million people. So those numbers are still fairly high. Our broadest measure of labor underutilization, that includes both marginally attached and people working part-time, that remains at fairly high at 15.7%, although they did go down 0.2% this month. Labor force participation remains at a low level. It's still 64.2%. We haven't seen a big movement lately at all in the labor force. It's actually been fairly flat. But I would expect that if we do start to get strong job growth and we get a little more confidence, we probably should start to see the labor force participation rate go up.
Is labor force participation rate critical for output for a sustainable recovery?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Any projections going forward? I know you're very careful about doing those things, but internally, have you done any work on what we might see when people will start reentering the workforce? Yeah.
I'd say we're more in the mode of looking for signs that they are rather than projecting. So we really don't. I really don't think that way very much.
Understand. Construction, we lost some jobs. Last month we had about 30,000 additional in manufacturing, construction. Manufacturing did okay, 17,000 new jobs. Construction shrank. Any reasons for that in the data?
Well, no. You know, construction has remained pretty flat, and I think just historically, what you'd probably need to see with the construction, you need to see new housing starts and new home sales pick up for a while before we start to see any significant change in the construction employment.
Within manufacturing, what did you see?
Manufacturing, we are seeing growth. I mean, 17,000 wasn't a lot, but there has been a trend of growth in manufacturing, and it's something we haven't seen for a while. But you're right; it's not really strong, but it is positive growth. A lot of that has been in durable goods. So that's, I would say, for example, the last recession, we didn't see any growth in manufacturing out of the last recession at all. So that's part of what makes this recovery so far different than the last recession.
Understand. And Senator Casey, we are pleased to be joined by one of our new members from Wisconsin, Congressman Sean Duffy, as well. You're chairing the meeting, but I